Welcome, my fellow Knickerbockerians. And thank you for tuning in to another edition of Knicks on the Call. The number one place to be for live New York Knicks play-by-play with me, your host, Severe Elder. This program is brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, streaming live to YouTube and Twitch TV. It's game time! Tonight's playoff matchup features your New York Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. It's game 3. This time we're at Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Knicks are looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead in this Eastern Conference semifinal. It's definitely gonna be one you don't want to miss. So keep it right here, Knicks fans, and get ready to lock in. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call.
Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, my fellow Knickerbockerians, We're about to get tip-off underway. Game 3. Knicks win this one. Chances are the Sixers are done. No team, as you guys know, has never came back from a 3-0 series deficit, which makes tonight's game a pivotal one. Let's go over our injuries. No OG Anunoby tonight. Suffered a hamstring injury in the last game. That'll have him sitting out for this one. Although we have Mitchell Robinson as well as Josh Hart will be active for New York tonight, as well as Joel Embiid for the Philadelphia 76ers. So it will be a tall task as the Knicks try to put a stranglehold on this series here tonight at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Tip-off is about to get underway. If you're just joining in, you're listening to Knicks on the Call with your host, Severe Elder. We're calling Knicks games live. Every play, every moment, and everything in between. So stay locked in. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Put your peoples on. Tell them to tune in right now. Your support is greatly appreciated. Tap in with me in the chat or leave it on scene with your comments below. Give me your score predictions right now. Let me know how you're feeling in this one, Knickerbockerians, as we're about to get underway. The tip is up and Philadelphia retains it. Here's Oubre into the lane quickly for a 2-point basket. Philadelphia starts out this one 2-0. Here's Jalen Brunson in the front court. Working on Edgecombe. Gets it over to McBride. Looking to spin on Maxey. Turnaround fadeaway jumper is no good. Rebound Embiid. Gets it over to Maxey. Back to Embiid. Working on the low block on the right side. Kicks it out to Maxey. Working on Karl Anthony Towns. Whips it out top to a Paul George 3. Right in front of Miles McBride as he knocks down his first 3-point attempt of the game. Here's Mikal Bridges into the front court. Gets a screen. Drives down the middle. Kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart penetrates. Loses the ball. Edgecombe has it. And he gets fouled on his way to the basket. That'll be the first assist to Jalen Brunson. 5-0 Philadelphia lead early in this one. Edgecombe to the line for 2. First attempt is up and good. Six nothing. Sixers over the Knicks with a little over 11 minutes remaining in the first. Edgecombe puts down the second. Here's the pressure from Paul George on Brunson in the backcourt. He flips it to Bridges, who gets it over to Hart. Hart, Euro inside. Layup attempt off the backboard, no good. Philly the other way. George, stop, pops for a right wing 3, no good. A rebound, Hart. Hart over the Cat. Working on Paul George. Whips it over to Hart in the corner. Josh Hart dribbles it out. Gets it over to Jalen Brunson. Looking at Joel. Takes a shot over Edgecombe, no good. Rebound Towns, but he fumbles and bumbles it out of bounds. Philly will have it. With no OG Anunoby tonight, it'll be big time for Bridges to see if he can fill that offensive and defensive void. Here's a pass from Embiid inside to Paul George. And Philly is off to a 9-0 lead early in this one. Here's Josh Hart penetrating into the lane off a Jalen Brunson screen. Is good as he lays it up with the left hand.
Driving and thriving.
That time, Josh Hart. Here's Embiid. Makes a pass, almost turns it over. Dribbling the ball, fumbling, bumbling. Regains the possession. Looks at a double team. Whips it over to Maxey. Maxey over to Edgecombe for a right wing. Corner three, no good. Rebound save from out of bounds by Josh Hart. Here's McBride. Working on Kelly Oubre. Gets it over to Karl Anthony Towns. And a lot of contact here as Joel Embiid gets called for the foul. And he's demonstrative right now in the referee face. And he might get called for a tech if he keeps this up, as he's complaining about action on the other end where him and Karl Anthony Towns got tied up and he fell to the floor. Back to live action. Here's Brunson working on Maxey. Top of the key, three-point line extended. Whips it over to McBride, who gets it over to Josh Hart for a left wing. Corner three, no good. Rebound, Tyrese Maxey. Working on Bridges. And it's a backcourt violation as Maxey fumbled the ball out of bounds. Lost control of it that time for a Philadelphia turnover. Great defense by Mikal Bridges. 9-2 Philadelphia lead with 9:07 remaining in the first. Knicks will have it side out. Brunson to inbound. Gets it in to McBride. McBride working on Edgecombe. Turns down the Karl Anthony Towns screen. Flips it over to Cat. Cat drives. Getting mauled. Two big steps inside and good.
Driving and thriving.
That time, Karl Anthony Towns taking the flat-footed Joel Embiid to the hole. Here's Paul George. Drop off to Embiid. Flip shot at the rim. No good. Battle for the rebound. Josh Hart comes away with it. Gets it over to Brunson. Brunson takes contact. Going inside. No foul call. Misses the shot, but the putback is good by Josh Hart. 9-6 Philly lead. And we got a foul as Philly, Joel Embiid was operating in the front court as the pace is hastening in this one. Taking a look at the replay on Karl Anthony Towns' drive. Got bumped at least 2 times by Kelly Oubre and Joel Embiid. No foul call. Maybe the refs will swallow their whistle a little bit compared to how it was looking last game in the first. Back to live action. Philly inbounds. Here's Paul George working left on the left side. Almost loses the ball because it was deflected by McBride. George, stop. Pops over Josh Hart is good. 11-6 Philadelphia. Here's Karl Anthony Towns. Dribble between the legs. Surveying. Gets it over to Josh Hart. Guarded by Embiid. Over to Brunson working on Edgecombe. Right wing three-point line extended. Calling for a screen from Josh Hart. He gets bumped on his way to the basket. No foul call. Air ball put back on the rebound by Towns. Here's Philly the other way in a hat. 3-point alley-oop play from Maxey to VJ Edgecombe. Keeps Philly out in front 13-18. Here's the Knicks in the front court. Turnover. Tyrese Maxey into the passing lane and alley-oops VJ Edgecombe again for a monstrous jam, and Mike Brown is going to call a timeout early in this one to rein things in and get things under control. As we take a look at this replay, Philly coming out, playing desperate, looking desperate, as Tyrese Maxey throws 2 nice lob passes on consecutive plays to VJ Edgecombe for the stuff. And we'll take a timeout and get a word from our sponsors. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, a broadcasting company. You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, a broadcasting company.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, Knickerbockerians, we're back to live action. Sixers out front, 15-8 with 7:25 remaining in the first. Knicks will have the possession. Inbound from Bridges to McBride. McBride in the front court. Whips it over to Brunson. Brunson looking to penetrate. Drives. Flip shot. No good off the backboard. Here's VJ Edgecombe. Picked up by Josh Hart. Gets it to Joel Embiid. Back to Edgecombe. Here's Joel Embiid working on Karl Anthony Towns at the left elbow. He pulls up. Foul line extended. Shot is good. 17-8, Sixers lead. Your five on the floor for New York is Brunson, Bridges, Towns, Hart, and McBride. Here's Brunson looking to work on a Josh Hart screen, and Josh Hart gets called for the illegal screen. It'll be a turnover on New York, as he didn't quite get squared up properly on the screen that time. Philadelphia will have it. Here's Maxey staring down Bridges. Gets it to Joel Embiid, who flips it inside to Oubre. Whips it out to Paul George. A right wing three rattles in around the rim and drops in. Philly with a 20-8 lead in this one so far, with 6:15 remaining in the first. Here's New York getting into their set. Towns on the left wing, looking to penetrate on Embiid. Whips it out to McBride. A lot of contact off ball. No call. Here's McBride. Pull up three. No good. Rebound. Karl Anthony Towns with the putback.
Resounding, rebounding.
As Cat rebounds the McBride miss and put it back. Sixers are up by 10, 20-10. As we almost get a turnover here, a deflected pass. But Philly will retain possession. Here's Edgecombe. Working on McBride. A lot of contact off ball. Late call, but Josh Hart picks up the offensive foul from Paul George. Knicks will have it side out of bounds. Turnover Philadelphia. Here's Bridges. Trying to get it across the half-court line, staring down Kelly Oubre. Tight defense around the half-court line. Bridges behind the back, driving left on the left side, and they'll get a offensive foul on Karl Anthony Towns. We spoke about it last game, folks. He has to stray away from these silly fouls. That one there was totally unnecessary, as that'll regulate him to the pine, and he'll be substituted with Mitchell Robinson. On the floor with McBride, Bridges, Hart, and Brunson. Here's Joel Embiid, nutmegging himself a pass to Maxey, who whips it over to Oubre for a corner three, no good. Rebound Knicks. Here's Josh Hart, penetrating. Sidestep Euro move to the basket over Embiid is good for two. Josh Hart with his patent and step-through move gets it to go. 20-12, Sixers lead. Paul George on the left wing, step back over Josh Hart. Three-point shot is good as he's percolating early in this one. 23-12, Sixers lead. Here's Paul George applying the pressure to Josh Hart. DHO to Brunson. Brunson stop, pops a right wing three, and it's good.
Rising and surprising.
Here's Philly the other way. Maxey driving left on the left side with a penetration right-hand scoop shot layup. Here's Brunson in the front court. Whips it over to Bridges in the right wing corner three is good. Splashed it that time all net.
Rising and surprising.
Was Mikal Bridges that time. And Nick Nurse wants to talk it over as the Knicks try to close the gap in this one. It's a 25-18 Sixers lead over New York. And we'll get a word once again from our sponsors. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the call.
Severe Elder on the beats.
right, Knickerbockers, back to live action. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Knicks on the Call with your host, Severe Elder. Calling live New York Knicks action, play-by-play. So hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how you're feeling right now. Philadelphia leads 25-18 with 3:54 remaining in the first quarter. Philadelphia, who called the timeout, will have it side out. George looking to inbound. Gets it into Maxey, being guarded by Bridges. Gets by Bridges, whips it out to the corner to Grimes, out top to Paul George. Between the legs, dribble, crossover, left, right, step back, turn around, spin shot in the mug of Miles McBride, who contested the shot well, but Paul George is on one early with 15 points, shooting 6 of 8 from the field. Here's Brunson, penetrating, probing, inside the paint, almost causes a turnover. He does. Ends up in the hands of Drummond. Gets it over to Tyrese Maxey. Looking to go to work on Bridges. Driving left. Bounce pass to Drummond. Inside. Drummond pass to Oubre. Dunk attempt is no good. Battle for the rebound. Deflected out of bounds by Mitchell Robinson. As we take a look at this replay, Paul George is in his bag. Deep in his bag. With the between the legs dribble, left to right, crossover, spinorama. Right in the mug of Miles McBride. Substitutions for the Knicks. On the floor is Mitchell Robinson, Bridges, Hart, Brunson, and Jordan Clarkson. Philly inbounds underneath their own basket. Here's Oubre looking to punish Brunson in the paint. Spin shot, spins around the rim, in and out, no good. Brunson the other way. Gets a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Paul George on his back. Steps inside, 1-2. Flip shot with the right hand, rims off the rim, no good. And looks like we got a stoppage in play. And we look like we're going to have a foul. As Tyrese Maxey thought he was going to have a fast break, but no. He tried to secure the ball from going out of bounds, but didn't establish position before he grabbed the ball, so Knicks will have it side out. Sixers lead 27-18 with 2:44 remaining in the first. Here's Brunson. Sees a double team by Drummond and Oubre. Gets it over to Shamet, who's checked into the game. Drives right, fade away, baby jumper is good. Here's Philadelphia. Paul George weaving, working on Bridges. Wow, step back. Long off the back iron, no good. Rebound Clarkson the other way. Staring down Grimes, flips a pass over the Bridges that goes awry and out of bounds. Turnover, New York. Here's Drummond. Gets it over to Kelly Oubre, driving inside the paint, and he'll draw a foul. Looks like it'll be assessed to Jordan Clarkson on this one. That'll send Kelly Oubre to the line for 2. New York leads Sixers lead 27-20. Oubre at the line. His first attempt is up and good. Knicks trail by 8. As Joel Embiid checks back into the game. He's on the floor with Kelly Oubre, VJ Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, and Barlow, as Paul George and Tyrese Maxey getting the rest right now. Here's Bridges trying to get it across the half-court line. Looking down at Barlow. Finds Brunson on a curl screen. Brunson kicks it back over to Bridges. And he shoots a left wing three-point shot, no good. But we'll have a loose ball foul. And it'll be assessed against Philly. Kelly Oubre is charged with the foul. His first. Knicks will have it side out. Inbound pass to Bridges. Almost turns it over. Gets it to Mitchell Robinson. Back to Bridges. Screen Robinson. Rolls. Bridges. Drives. Floater. In the painted area. No good. Rebound. Robinson.
Pounding and astounding.
Gets it over to Brunson. Brunson drives. Left hand scoop shot is good.
Driving and thriving.
That time was Jalen Brunson. Here's VJ Edgecombe. Staring down Landry Shamet. Gets the switch on to Brunson. Drives right. Kicks it over to Quentin Grimes. Step back three from the right wing off the rim. No good. Rebound Jalen Brunson. Gets a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Working on Edgecombe. Whips it over to Shamet for left wing deep corner three that manages to hit the bank and goes in for the corner three-point shot.
Rising and surprising.
Landry Shamet brings the Knicks within 4:29-25 with 44 seconds remaining. Here's Embiid imposing his will on Robinson on the right block. Jump hook is good. 31-25, Sixer lead. Here's Brunson. Mitchell Robinson screen. Brunson turns it down, takes a straight on three. No good. VJ Edgecombe the other way, penetrating. Off the banker, no good. Rebound Bridges. Gets it over to Brunson, who's going to hold for one. 1.2 second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 12 seconds remaining. Brunson at the half-court line, surveying, working on Edgecombe. Whips it over to Bridges. Bridges drives inside. Scoop shot off the banker is good.
Gyrating, devastating.
Quick shot by Philly as they rush up the court to get a shot before the end of the quarter. No good. A lot of contact. And Philly players on the floor with Quentin Grimes holding his knee on this play, and Nick Nurse vociferous with the ref, looking for foul call, but to no avail. And that'll end the first quarter, 31-27. Sixers lead. Second quarter when we return.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with
Oh, that's severe elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, my fellow Knickerbockerans. Back to live action. If you're just joining in, you're listening to Knicks on the Call with your host, Severe Elder. Knicks will inbound in the backcourt. On the floor, Alvarado, Shamet, Towns, Clarkson, and Hart. Sixers lead 31-27, and we're at the start of the second quarter. Here's Karl Anthony Towns on the left side, flips it over to Jordan Clarkson for the foul line push shot, rattles around the rim and in for two. 31-29, Sixer lead. Here's Maxey, driving left scoop shot with the right hand off the banker is good. Pushes Philly lead out to 33-29. Alvarado looking to get a screen from Towns. Probing, dribbling on the right wing, gets it out to Towns, three-point line extended, takes a shot, and he's fouled on the three-point sweep through. It'll be assessed to Barlow as his hands were a little too close to the cookie jar. Knicks will have it side out. Alvarado inbound to Hart. Hart sets the screen. Alvarado gets it over to Shamet on the right wing. Driving down the right side. In the lane. Reverse scoop shot is good.
Wheeling and dealing.
That time was Landry Shamet, who's looking for a foul call as well on the play from the ref. 2-point game, 33-31 Sixer lead, 10:45 remaining in the second. Here's Embiid, penetrating in the lane, trying to muscle Karl Anthony Towns, kicks it out to a VJ Edgecombe three, no good, rebound, Josh Hart, pushing right to left, gets inside, stops, pivots, flip shot off the backboard, no good, but he'll draw a foul as he looked over, pleading to the ref for that one. Refs are a little late with the whistle early in this one. As we take a look at the replay, Shamet driving baseline down the right side, flip shot reverse over Embiid was good. Back to live action. Josh Hart at the line for two. First attempt is up, and he front rims it no good. 33-31 Sixer lead. Josh Hart at the line. His second attempt is up. Front rims that one. Battle for the rebound. Shamet comes up with it. Gets it out. Center court to Alvarado. Whips it over to the right side to Josh Hart. Staring down VJ Edgecombe. Karl Anthony Towns screen. Gets the switch onto Embiid, who flips it in to Karl Anthony Towns on the post up, who got the mismatch on VJ Edgecombe, but the basket is no good. It'll be a Knick turnover as the shot clock violation. Here's Philly the other way. Embiid driving Euro on Towns, flip shot, no good. Rebound Knicks, ends up in Clarkson's hand, who outlets it to Shamet for the two-handed fast break stuff.
Huffing and stuffing.
Tie ball game. 33 all. Here's Hart picking up Maxey. Gets it over to Paul George. Being guarded by Shamet. Step back move between the legs. Dribbling. Almost loses it. Retains it. Flip shot off the backboard. No good. Rebound attempt. Quentin Grimes can get a hold of it and inside of bounds. Knicks will have it. Here's Karl Anthony Towns into the front court. Penetrating on Joel. Gets mugged. No call. Turnover. Here's Maxey the other way. Flip scoop shot off the backboard is good. Gives Philly a 35-33 lead. 9-10 remaining in the second. On the floor, Alvarado, Clarkson, Hart, Towns, and Shamet. Hart has it. Right wing. Penetrates. Gets by Paul George. Flips it up at the basket, and it's good. Looking for a foul call demonstratively at the referee, but to no avail. Here's Maxey. Sees a double. Drops it off to Embiid. Flip shot, drive in the paint, no good. Here's Hart the other way. Staring down Paul George. Spinorama gets it across the timeline. Whips it over to Karl Anthony Towns at the top of the key. Back out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart penetrates nothing there. Whips it to Shamet, who takes a right wing three. No good. Rebound tapped out by Clarkson out to Alvarado. Nails the three-point basket on the left wing.
Rising and surprising.
As Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns end up on the floor, battling for what appeared to be a rebound from Alvarado's shot, but he nailed it. And a lot of two big men there looking like they're causing earthquakes on that play, the way they tumbling down to the floor. Foul was assessed to Joel Embiid that time, as Karl Anthony Towns had rebounding position and he pushed him down to the floor. So that'll send Karl Anthony Towns to the line for the and one off the Alvarado three. It's a 38-35 New York Knicks lead now, with a little over 8 minutes remaining. As Nick Nurse wants an explanation on what happened on that play. And he's engaging the ref. And Philly takes a timeout. Possible challenge by Nick Nurse. But if he doesn't take the challenge, Karl Anthony Towns will be on the line when we return. You're listening to Knicks on the Call.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company. You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company.
Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, Knickerbockerins, we're back to live action. As Nick Nurse did call a challenge on that one, and he will win that challenge. Call has been overturned. The result of the play is a double foul on Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid. That'll give Karl Anthony Towns his third. Once again, another needless, asinine foul by Karl Anthony Towns. Philadelphia will inbounds from the backcourt. Here's Oubre looking at Bridges. Tries to get a feed inside pass to Paul George. And what appeared to be a possible turnover is a foul assessed on Josh Hart. Philly will have it side out. Into Paul George. Looking to get a screen from Embiid. He sees a double. Whips it over to Grimes. Back out to Oubre for a left wing three. Back iron, no good. Tap out. Ball ends up in Paul George hands. Whips it over to Grimes in the corner. Who gives it to Embiid, working on the right elbow. Puts up a jumper, no good. Rebound, Josh Hart. On the floor with Alvarado, Mitchell Robinson, Bridges, and Shamet. Here's Robinson. Dribbling at the three-point line extended. DHO to Alvarado. Sets the screen. Being mauled by Quentin Grimes. Playing hot defense. He gets by him. Gets in the lane. Flip shot. Looking for a foul, but no call. It's deflected out of bounds. Knicks will retain it as Quentin Grimes with the lockdown defense, defending Alvarado well on that play. Substitution into the game. Brunson back in the game, replacing Alvarado, and McBride replacing Shamet as we get a lob off the inbound pass from Brunson to Mitchell Robinson, who tomahawks it over Joel Embiid.
Slamming and jamming.
That time, Robinson. Here's Philly the other way. Embiid muscling his way inside for a layup. Draws a foul on Mitchell Robinson. As we take a look at this dynamic replay. Nice curl screen by McBride to free up Mitchell Robinson on the curl, who stuffs it down for the Gotham lob from Jalen Brunson over Joel Embiid. Back to live action. Joel Embiid to the line to shoot two. Knicks lead by 5, 40-35, with 7:09 remaining in the second. As Joel Embiid's first attempt is up, and it's no good. Back into the game for Philly is VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey on the floor with Oubre, Paul George, and Embiid. Here's his second attempt, and Embiid's second attempt is good. Here's McBride into the front court. Working on Maxey. Gets it over to Brunson. Brunson gets a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Penetrate right hand on the right side. Flip shot in the painted area. No good. But he'll draw a foul. And it'll be on VJ Edgecombe. And that will send Jalen Brunson to the line for two. Brunson, first attempt is up, and it's good. Jalen Brunson's second attempt is up, and it rims around, out, in and out. 41-36. Knicks lead with 6:49 remaining in the second. Here's Paul George. Three-weave man action. Maxey has it. Working on McBride. Step back jumper is good over McBride. 41-38. Knicks lead with 6:30 remaining in the second. Here's Brunson in the front court. Double screen by Mitch. Gets trapped around the baseline. Flips it to Mikal Bridges. Gets it over to McBride. Back to Bridges. Bridges out to Hart on the left wing. Back to Bridges. And we have a deflected pass by Kelly Oubre. It'll be out of bounds. Knicks will retain possession. McBride to inbounds. Barely beats the 5-second violation. Gets it to Brunson. Brunson stop. Pops and nails a left wing three.
Rising, that's surprising.
As the shot clock expired. Got it off that time. Here's Philly. Oubre into the lane, rejected by Mitchell Robinson. But Paul George comes away with the loose ball back over to Oubre. Penetrating on Robinson. Takes a fadeaway jumper inside the painted area, and it's an air ball. Knicks will have it. Here's Brunson in the front court. Gets a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Stop, pop, right wing three, front iron, no good. Philly's in transition. Maxey the other way. Bounce pass to Oubre, whips it over to Drummond for a three. Way off, air ball. Rebound, Oubre, flip shot at the basket, no good, but he'll be fouled. As we take a look at that replay. With 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock, waning down, Brunson nailing a big time left wing three. In the subsequent play, Mitchell Robinson rejecting Kelly Oubre. Back to live action. Kelly Oubre at the line. First attempt is up, and it's good. 44-39 New York Knicks lead with 5:27 remaining in the second. Philly is in the bonus. The Knicks are not. As Kelly Oubre's second attempt is good. 44-40 Knicks lead. Here's McBride working on Maxey. Gets it over the timeline. Pass over to Jalen Brunson. Gets a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Gets off the ball. Gets it to Josh Hart on the right wing. Being guarded tightly by Paul George. Drives him into the lane. Spin. And he picks up a foul. Perimeter foul called on Paul George. And now the Knicks are in the bonus. It will send Josh Hart to the line for two. Substitution, Philadelphia. Bona replaces Andre Drummond. No shots for Hart, excuse me. Knicks will have it side out. Here's Brunson on the right block. Spins, post up Edgecombe. Takes the bump. Double team comes, still dribbling. Gets VJ up in the air. Pump fakes him, shoots the ball, and he's fouled. Lean in. Brunson draws the foul on VJ Edgecombe. And the refs are discussing something here. Let's see what's going to transpire as they're going to determine whether or not he was fouled as the shot clock was waning down towards expiration. So they'll take a look at this one to see if the foul occurred before the expiration of the shot clock. If you're just joining in, you found Knicks on the Call with your host, Severe Elder. This program is brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, streaming live to YouTube and Twitch TV. Back to live action. So the foul was before the expiration. As Brunson takes his 2 free throw attempts, first one is up and good. It'll be a 45-40 Knick lead with 5:01 remaining in the second. Brunson's second attempt is up and it's good. Philly has the ball. Here's Edgecombe over to Oubre, over to Maxey, over to Paul George, being guarded by Bridges. Gets the switch on to Mitchell Robinson. Miscommunication that time. Turnover Philly. Here's Bridges the other way with the scoop shot and the foul.
Gyrating, devastating, driving and thriving.
That time was Mikal Bridges. As a pick and roll action between Paul George and Bona was miscommunicated. Paul George dropped the pass off, but Bona wasn't there. Bridges picked it off, took it down the lane for the and one. His free throw attempt is up, and it's good. 49-40 Knicks lead with 4:39 remaining in the second. Here's Maxey. Over to Oubre, looking to penetrate on Brunson. Bumps him out of the way and lays it in with the left hand. Here's Brunson. Cross the timeline. Screen from Mitchell. Fakes the pull-up. DHO back to Brunson. Whips it over to the left wing for a corner 3 from Mikal Bridges is good.
Rising and surprising.
As he splashed it in that time. Here's Philly the other way. George working on Shamet, who's in the game with Bridges, Hart, Mitchell Robinson, and Brunson. Missed the shot, rebound, Knicks in transition. Bridges jump shot, no good. Knicks get the offensive rebound. Hart has it. Out to Brunson. Operating on the left wing, extended. Penetrates on VJ Edgecombe and gets the bank of the goal off the glass.
Gyrating, devastating.
As the Knicks are starting to regain control of this one. It's a 54-42 Knick lead with 3:37 remaining as Nick Nurse takes a timeout. He wants to talk it over with his team. And we'll get a word from our sponsors. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call.
Severe Elder on the beats.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, a broadcasting company. You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, a broadcasting company.
Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, Knickerbockerians, back to live action. If you're just tuning in, you're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call. The #1 place to be for live New York Knicks play-by-play. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Knicks lead 54-42 with 3:37 remaining in the second quarter. Here's Maxey over to VJ Edgecombe. Maxey looking to come off a curl, being guardly tighted by Shamet, who dives to the floor, forces a turnover. Almost forced a turnover on that one, as the ball ends up out of bounds. And I think Mike Brown might want to challenge this one, because to me it looked like it clearly went off of Tyrese Maxey, who tried to recover, but Mike Brown instead does otherwise. He won't challenge this play, as we get a foul call this time on Mikal Bridges, trying to stay attached to Oubre on a curl play. Picks up a personal for running through the screen. That'll send Oubre to the line for two. Kelly Oubre's shot rattles around and it's good. Second attempt is good. Knicks lead by 10, 54-44. 3:15 remaining in the second. Here's Brunson across the half-court line. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges lobs it up to Mitchell Robinson, who couldn't quite complete the one-handed tomahawk. Here's the rebound, Philadelphia. Paul George to Edgecombe. Edgecombe inside to Embiid, who picks up a foul on Mitchell Robinson as he was looking to post and toast. Let's take a look. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson got him pretty good. Embiid at the line for two. Remember, folks, Be sure to check in with me at the halftime for the halftime check. Let me know how you're feeling up early about this one. Tap in and drop your score predictions now. We're calling Knicks games live. Every play, every run, and everything in between. So leave your comments on scene below. As Joel, first attempt is no good. Second attempt is up, and it's no good. 54-45. New York Knicks lead. Here's Brunson operating, looking to penetrate on Edgecombe. Flips it over to Bridges, who flips it to Josh Hart, driving from right to left. Gets it back out to Brunson. Screen Bridges. Switch on to Maxey. Between the legs, behind the back, penetrating. Drop-off pass inside to Bridges.
Slicing and dicing inside. Dishing and swishing.
That time. Here's Philly the other way. Embiid at the elbow. Jump shot over Robinson was good. 56-47, Knicks lead. Shamet has the ball, out to Bridges. Bridges penetrating, stop, pop. Ball bounces off the front of the rim, hits the backboard, no good. Here's Maxey the other way. It's the switch on to Robinson. Whips a pass over to Oubre, and it'll be a turnover. Knicks will have possession as Philly can't quite get it together. As we look at the replay, the beautiful penetration from Brunson and the drop-off pass to Bridges. Back to live action. Brunson round the half-court line, sees a double, gets the ball out to Josh Hart. Whips it over to Shamet, almost a turnover. Hart gets it back, gives it to Bridges. Bridges pivots on Paul George. Flip shot at the basket is no good, but he'll draw a foul. It'll be assessed to Paul George. A little too aggressive that time with the reach-in. As we take a look at the defensive play here by Paul George, that's sending Bridges to the line. And yeah, he got him good that time. McHale will shoot two. First free throw attempt is up, and it's good. Knicks with a 57-47 lead, was trailing early and managed to come back and take a commanding 10-point lead with a minute 26 remaining in the second quarter. Knicks lead this Eastern semifinals matchup 2-0. Looking to go up 3-0. Here's Bridges. Second attempt is up, and it's good. 58-47 New York lead. Here's Maxey in the Embiid. Shamet trying to bogart through a screen, and we'll get a foul call. And it's a turnover on Philadelphia. As we take a look at the replay, and Joel Embiid on the handoff from Maxey trying to draw a foul, leaned into Shamet and end up being called for the offensive foul. Philadelphia turnover, Knicks will have it. On the floor for New York is Bridges, Brunson, Hart, Shamet, and Porty in for the first time. Here's Bridges operating, looking to penetrate, gets in the lane, whips it out to Hart. Hart with a deep, long right wing three, no good. Battle for the loose ball, rebound, ends up in the hands of Porty, gets it out to Hart, flips it out to Brunson. Brunson three-point line extended, working on Porty. Whips a pass inside for the baby jumper to Bridges, couldn't make it. Rebound Hart, who gets it back out to Bridges and takes a left wing three, and it's a little long off the back iron. Here's Philly the other way. Maxey has it, penetrating, teardrop. Rattles around, no good. Knicks looking for an offensive interference as Kelly Oubre gets the putback tip. 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 58-49 Knick lead. Here's Brunson looking to work on VJ. Left to right dribble between the legs. On the right wing block. Now he's at the elbow extended. Now he's behind the three-point line extended, looking to penetrate on Edgecombe, and he does. Flip shot at the rim with the left hand is good.
Gyrating, devastating.
Was Jalen Brunson. Here's Philadelphia. Fake pass Edgecombe. Whips it over to Kelly Oubre for a wide corner three as the half expired and it rattles around and in. That'll close the gap for Philly. Trailing by 8. It's a 60-52 New York Knicks halftime lead as the Knicks come back early in this one. We'll talk about it on the other side. Halftime check after these messages.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company.
Severe Elder on the beats.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
Oh, that's severe elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
Oh, that's severe elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
Get ready to leave it on scene. It's the halftime check, live with Knicks on the Call.
All right, my fellow Knickerbockerians, we're at the halftime check. Knicks with a 60-52 lead, was trailing early in this one, and then went on a run. Help facilitating that run is Jalen Brunson. Tied for the leading scorer for the Knicks with 15 and 7 assists. And coming in with a strong performance as the second leading scorer is Mikal Bridges, who has to give us a little more than previous due to the absence of Mr. Bulldozer Finesse, OG Anunoby, who's sitting this one out with a hamstring. But Mitchell Robinson returns to the lineup today in this one. He has 2 points and 4 rebounds with a block, and doing his best to contain one Joel Embiid. As we look at Karl Anthony Towns, Mr. Catman-Do himself, having a tough time staying out of foul trouble. Regulated to the pine, leaves him with only 6 points and 3 rebounds with 1 assist in the first half of this one. Let me know what you're thinking out there, Knickerbockerians. Leave it on scene in the comments, or let me know how you're feeling in the chat. As the Knicks have came back and take a 60-52 lead. Give me your score predictions. How do you think this one is going to finish? I want to hear you tell it. Philly is playing in desperation mode. Paul George came out looking like the former all-star that he is, trying to encapsulate some kind of drive to get Philly going in this one. But they trail by 8 at the half. Let me know how you're feeling right now. Good, bad, or indifferent. Leave it on scene in the chat. If you're just tuning in, you found Knicks on the Call with your host, me, Severe Elder, calling Knicks games live. We're at the halftime check, and we're going to check out the team box score. Let's see how we're doing in this one. Okay, we have the New York Knicks shooting 53.3% from the field, shooting 24-45. Doing very well tonight from the first half at the 3-point stripe, shooting 42.9%, 6 of 14 from there. Philly is shooting 36.4%, took 11 attempts only to make 4. Fast break points are pretty even with the Knicks leading in that area 7-6. But New York in the first half of this one is dominant on the glass, out rebounding Philadelphia 25-16. Steals category is pretty even. Points off turnovers, Philly has 11 to New York 7. Once again, Knick fans, You're tuning in to Knicks on the Call. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's a pivotal Game 3. Knicks are looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead in this Eastern Conference semifinals matchup. As we all know, no team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. Many have tried, but to no avail. So we'll see how it goes in the second half. See if the Knicks can put together a full 48 in this one. Started out kind of slow, but stayed poised and regained their composure, taking the lead into the half, 60-52. And that's we'll pick it up right after these messages. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
People
Oh, that's Severe. Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
People
Oh, that's Severe. Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, a broadcasting company.
Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, my fellow Knickerbockerians, as we get the second half, third quarter underway. Your five on the floor: McBride, Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Karl Anthony Towns. Knicks will have possession coming out of the half. Here's Brunson in the front court. Whips it over to Josh Hart, back to Brunson, staring down Paul George. Puts it on the floor, right to left, left to right. Crossover, three-point, left wing attempt is no good. Side rimmed out of bounds. Philly will have it. Here's Edgecombe, staring down McBride. Gets it over to Embiid. On the left block, sees a double. Gives it up to Edgecombe, back to Paul George, who gets it back to Edgecombe. Reposts Embiid. Sees a double. Whips it out to Paul George. Left wing three is short. Front iron, Knicks have it. Here's Brunson, out to Towns. Towns pump fakes a center three. Whips it out to McBride for the right wing three. In the corner, no good. Gets the rebound. Kicks it back out to McBride. Right wing three is good.
Rising and surprising.
That time, Karl Anthony Towns.
Resounding, rebounding.
Kicking it out to McBride. Here's Philly the other way. Inside the lane, Maxey drives. Pass into Oubre for a flip. Layup is good. Knicks lead 63-54. Here's Brunson. Try to get a pass over to Karl Anthony Towns, and he nutmegs him. Goes between his legs, untouched and out of bounds. Here's Philly. Maxey driving on Towns. Underneath the basket. Kick out. George swings it to VJ Edgecombe for a right wing three is good that time. 63-57. New York lead. Bridges struggling with Oubre to get it across court. Whips it over to Town, straight on three, no good. Rebound Philly. Edgecombe has it. Looking at Bridges. Tries to get a flip pass into a posting up Paul George. And the pass was deflected out of bounds by New York. Philly will retain possession. Here's VJ trying to work on McBride. On the right side, driving right. Drops it off to Paul George. Spinning on Hart. Fade away from the right side. Jumper is no good. Rebound Brunson. Gets it out to Hart. Hart pulls it back out. Gets it to Brunson. Brunson right to left crossover. Drives inside. Take a few bumps from Kelly Oubre. Left hand layup is good. And the foul.
Driving and thriving. Gyrating, devastating.
Was Brunson. That time, as we take a look at the replay, takes the bump from Oubre, flips it up with the left hand, and he's looking to complete the three-point play. Here's Brunson. Shot is up and good. Knicks lead 66-57. 9:25 remaining in the third. Maxey working on Bridges. Coughs the ball up, and it looked like it's gonna be. It'll look like it'll stay with Philadelphia. As Maxey tried to turn the corner on the screen and immediately saw a double team that trapped him near the baseline and almost turned over out of bounds. Deflected by the Knicks. Philly will have it. Inbounds to Oubre. Gets it over to Embiid. Embiid, long right wing three, front iron. No legs into that shot. Rebound, Edgecombe flips it to Oubre. Goes back up with it strong, no good. Hart comes around, down with the rebound. Gets it out to Towns. Towns whips it inside to Bridges. Turn around, baby jumper over Joel Embiid is good.
present. That's the present.
That time, Mikal Bridges keeps New York out in front, 68-57. 8:40 remaining in the third. Here's Maxey. Drops it off to Embiid, who puts it on the floor. Step through dribble for the dunk inside. 68-59. New York lead. Here's Josh Hart working on Paul George at the half-court line extended. Gets a screen from Towns. Switch to Embiid. Now Towns looking to post up. Whips it over to Bridges. Bridges inside. Kicks it out to McBride for a left wing corner three. No good. Rebound Towns. Ball ends up in the hand of Josh Hart. Right wing three. No good. Rebound Philadelphia. Here's Embiid. Sees a double. Kicks it out. Swing, swing, swing. Maxey has it. Penetrates. And it's pinned to the glass by Karl Anthony Towns. But they'll call a goaltending. Looks like he might have got it clean on that one. But they do call a goaltending. Here's the Knicks in the front court up 7. Karl Anthony Towns surveying. Hits a cutting McBride, who's looking for a foul call. Didn't get it. But the ball was deflected out of bounds. Knicks will retain possession. Brunson the inbound. Out to McBride. Long left wing three. No good. Rebound Philadelphia. Here's Maxey. Long step back. Left wing three. No good. Rebound. Towns gets it over to Brunson. Brunson gets the screen from Town. He rolls, gets the drop off, puts the shot up. No good, but he'll draw a foul. That time it'll be on Paul George. Karl Anthony Towns off the feed from Brunson. Driving it hard to the basket. Will send him to the line for two. Karl Anthony Towns sinks the first one. Gives New York a 69-61 lead over the Sixers. And we're about midway through the third. Towns with 7.7 boards and 3 assists. Limited in his effectiveness again due to foul woes. His second attempt. Front rims, bounces around the rim and good. 70-61. New York lead. Here's Maxey. DHO to Edgecombe to Oubre to Embiid. Embiid flips it back to Maxey. Gets the switch on the Towns. Flip shot. Took him inside and good. 70-63. New York leads. 6:52 remaining in the third. If you're just tuning in, you're rocking steady with Knicks on the call. Here's Brunson in the front court. Drives by Maxey. Stop, pull up, left hand, foul line jumper, no good, rebound Philly. Here's Joel Embiid looking to work on Towns. Turns his back, sees a double. Whips it to the other side to Edgecombe, gets it out to Paul George, who whips it out to Maxey, back inside to Embiid, who would draw a foul on Karl Anthony Towns. That'll be his fourth, as I can read Mike Brown lips saying Mitchell. Yeah, get me Mitchell Robinson, and we'll have a timeout. Philly will have possession when we return. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the call.
Severe Elder on the beats.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company. You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company.
Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, my fellow Knickerbockerians. 6:27 remaining in the third. Knicks lead 70-63. Jalen Brunson is giving you 18, followed by a Mikal Bridges 17 points. Shooting well from the field. Philadelphia will have possession on the side. If you're just tuning in, you found Knicks on the Call. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Here's Edgecombe to Embiid for the free throw line. Shot is good. Philly trails by 5. Here's Brunson trying to get a pass over the Bridges, deflected out of bounds. Knicks will retain possession. Here's Brunson inbound. Gets it into Robinson, back to Brunson. High pick and roll screen. Brunson driving left hand side. Flip shot over Joel Embiid. Is good that time. Was the captain. Here's Maxey the other way. Gets it to Embiid. Embiid, big drive inside. Drop off pass to Oubre for a two-handed stuff inside. Knicks defense broke down on that play. Here's Brunson. Screen Mitchell Robinson. Stop. Pops at the right elbow over. Edgecombe is good. Here's Maxey in a hurry. Staring down Bridges. Looking to drive right on the right-hand side. Pump fakes, get Bridges in the air. Pass over to Embiid. Hand off to Paul George. Looking to drive, sees a double. Backs up. Wild jump shot is no good. Here's the Knicks the other way. Hart into the lane. Gets it over to McBride. Back out to Hart, who whips it back up top to Jalen Brunson. Looking to go to work. Whips it back to Hart. Stop. Pops. Free throw line jumper is good. Knicks lead 76-67. 4:45 remaining in the third. Here's Paul George looking to drive. Whips it over to Edgecombe. In the corner for Kelly Oubre. 3 rattles home. 6-point lead. Knicks are up 76-70. Here's Brunson. Left to right crossover. Working on Edgecombe. Kicks it out the Bridges. Swings over to Hart on the left side. Mitchell Robinson screen. As Hart appeared to dribble it off his foot out of bounds, but they'll say it's off Paul George. As Hart complains for a call. As we take a look at the Jalen Brunson drive and stop and pop. He has it going now, folks. Knicks have it side out, looking to inbound as Paul George will take a seat. On the floor for New York, Robinson, Bridges, Brunson, Shaman, and Hart. And we got a collision on a curl play from Brunson, looking to get the ball from Mitch. And they'll call him for charging foul against Kelly Oubre, where they both collided. Brunson signals to his coach to challenge the play, and Mike Brown will oblige. And we'll see what the results are when the referee goes to the scorer's table to look it over. And we'll get the results after a word from our sponsors. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the call.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, Knickerbockers, we're back to live action. If you're just tuning in, you found Knicks on the call. Coming out of that break was a challenge by New York. Foul call was overturned. It was assessed to VJ Edgecombe, who pushed Brunson into Kelly Oubre. Back to live action. Brunson looking to post up Maxey on the left block. Poked away from Jalen, out of bounds. Knicks will retain possession. .5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Shamet the inbound. Overshoots Brunson. VJ Edgecombs ends up with the ball on the Knicks turnover and slams it in for 2. Here's New York the other way. Your 5 on the floor is Shamet, Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Bridges, and Hart. Here's Brunson looking to drive inside. Drop off pass to Hart. Double pump into Embiid, and it's rejected. Philly comes the other way. Maxey has it. Looking to work on Shamet. Driving right on the right-hand side, and Shamet will pick up the foul. As we take a look at this turnover replay. Shamet tried the inbound to Brunson, but overshot him that time. And on the subsequent play, Hart took it inside to Embiid, took the bump, no call, and didn't get the foul, ended up the other way. But here's a turnover from Philadelphia. Josh Hart with it. Up front, throws a lob to Mitchell Robinson, but he couldn't complete it on that time. As it looks like Embiid might have got underneath Robinson, and he fouled him. To prevent that Gotham lob from Hart to Mitchell Robinson, who will go to the line to 2. Shooting a paltry 29.4% from the free throw line. Sinks the first. .72 Knick lead. Robinson's second attempt is up and back ironed and no good. Substitutions into the game on the floor. Clarkson, Shamet, Brunson, Robinson, and Hart. Here's Edgecombe looking to penetrate. Kicks it out to Embiid, who tries to flip it inside. The Oubre poked away by Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart into the open floor. Almost pushed out of bounds, no call. And they'll call a backcourt violation as Hart tried to make a pass out to Shamet before he fell out of bounds, which appeared to be pushed out of bounds. Ball was deflected, or at least we thought it was deflected. And it ends up a Knick turnover, backcourt violation. Philly has it. Here's Edgecombe, swarmed by Shamet, over to Maxey. Drops it off to Embiid. Embiid penetrates on Robinson and draws a foul. And that'll send Embiid to the line as he's looking like an old man. Having a hard time trying to get up off the floor and looking very disgruntled and discomforted. As we look at the replay, Maxey drops it off to Embiid, and he draws a foul. Embiid to the line for 2 with 12 points and 5 assists, shooting 5 of 10 from the field, brings Philadelphia within 4 with that first attempt. Embiid, an 85% free throw shooter. 77-73. Knick lead with 2:57 remaining in the third. As Hart is having a word with the referee, trying to get an explanation of what happened on that drive, where clearly he felt like he got nudged out of bounds. That led to the New York Knicks turnover. We'll have a lull in the action. All right, folks, as play resumed. You're listening to Knicks on the Call if you're just tuning in. If you're already locked in, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This program is brought to you by SelfieCast Studio, streaming live to YouTube and Twitch TV. Calling live New York Knicks play-by-play. As we resume action, Joel Embiid at the line for his second attempt is up, and it's good. Brings Philadelphia within 3, 77-74. And we'll have another lull in the action. Okay, no, excuse me. Philly has gone to deploy the hacker Mitch, sending Mitchell Robinson to the line, who's shooting 29.4% in these playoffs. His first attempt is up, and it's good. Mitchell Robinson set to take his second free throw, shooting 2 of 3 from the line tonight. 78-74, New York Knicks lead over the Philadelphia 76ers with 2:56 remaining in the third. New York Knicks lead this Eastern semifinals matchup 2-0. Robinson's second attempt is up and no good. Philly comes away with the board. Here's Maxey. Over the Edgecombe, working on McBride. Looking to get a screen from Joel. Now he's doubled. Gets it into Joel. Pump fakes into Robinson. No good. Stymied by Robinson with the great defense. Puts it up. Misses, gets his own rebound. Work good and going to work. Back up inside into the chest of Mitchell Robinson, and Embiid is good that time. Brings the Sixers within 2. 78-76 as they continue the deployment of Hacker Mitch. They'll send Mitchell Robinson to the line again for 2. They can only employ this strategy for 23 more seconds. Free throw attempt is up, and it's good. Mitchell Robinson says, I'm going to make them when I need to make them. If you're going to send me to the line, I'm going to show you why that's a bad idea. He's 3 for 5 from the line tonight. Gives the Knicks a 79-76 lead. And the second free throw is up and good as Mitchell Robinson knocks down a pair. 80-76, New York lead. Here's Edgecombe working on McBride. Sees a double. Gets it to Embiid. Foul line, jump shot, front rim, no good. Clarkson with the rebound. Gets it to Brunson. Brunson in the front court. Gets a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Drive, step back, right wing 3, air ball, no good. Pass, ball is touched, ends up out of bounds, but they'll say New York will have it. As Philly is saying it's off of New York, and they are awarded the possession. Ball has been determined to be out of bounds off of New York. Here's Maxey. Staring down Shamet. Double team by Mitch. Gets it off the ball. Outlet to Edgecombe for a straight on three is up. No good and out of bounds. Knicks will have possession. Minute 30 remaining in the third. Here's Mitchell Robinson at the top of the key. Curl play. Clarkson has it. Lobs it to Mitchell Robinson. Couldn't quite get the push in with the one hand. Gets his rebound back up with his foul. By Joel Embiid on the putback.
Resounding rebounding.
Mitchell Robinson that time with another O-Reb. Couldn't get the putback tip in, but will be at the line shooting two. He's made 4 of 6 thus far. Shooting a playoff 29%. A career 40% free throw shooter. Here's Mitchell Robinson. First attempt is up and it's no good. A reminder, folks, we'll have Game 4 on Sunday with a 3 p.m. start. Will it be a closeout game for the Knicks, or will it be a Game 4 where Philly is looking to tie the series if they can escape this one? 80-76, minute 19 remaining in the third. Here's Robinson's second attempt. And it's up, bounces around the rim and out. Philly will have it. Here's Maxey over to Edgecombe. Back to Maxey. Over to Embiid. Here's the double. Shamet and Mitchell kicks it out to Embiid for a long three. Back iron. No good. Mitchell Robinson rebound. And Brunson has it. Gets it across the timeline with 15 seconds on the shot clock. 7 seconds remaining in the third. Brunson has it. Mitchell screen coming. Spins off of it. Working on Grimes between the legs. Behind the back. And he's groped by Quentin Grimes, who will pick up a foul. That'll send Jalen Brunson to the line for two with 37.4 seconds remaining in the third. As Nick Nurse is having a word with the referee. Brunson's first attempt of 2. First shot is up, and it's good. 81-76 New York lead with 37.4 remaining in the third. Brunson has 23 points, shooting 8 for 18 from the field. Second attempt is up, and it's good. 82-76 Knicks lead. Let's see if Philly wants to get a 2 for 1. Here's Edgecombe working on Clarkson, who's on the floor with Robinson, Brunson, Bridges, and Shamet. Gets it over to Quentin Grimes, left wing corner, air ball. Rebound, Philly gets it to George for the right wing three. Is short off the front rim. Knicks have it. Here's Brunson. He'll hold for 1 with 10 seconds remaining in the third. Sees a double, gets it to Clarkson, whips it over to Shamet. Wide open right wing three is good.
Rising and surprising.
Was Shamet. 2 seconds remaining, 1 second. Shot is up, and looks like we'll have a whistle on the play. Looks like it'll be a foul call on Mikal Bridges as we take a look at that three-point play by Shamet. Brunson attacked the middle of the floor with the pass. Jordan Clarkson flexed to the middle to catch the pass to facilitate the wide open three on the right wing to Shamet. Back to live action. Philly will have it on the side with 1.7 seconds remaining in the third. George to inbound, gets it to Edgecombe, who heaves up a three-point shot. Front rim, no good. That'll close out the third. Knicks lead 85-76. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the call. Fourth quarter when we return.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with
People
Oh, that's severe. Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with
People
Oh, that's severe. Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
All right, Knickerbockerians, we're back to live action. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the call. Knicks looking to close out this game as we get it started in the fourth. Philly will start out with possession. 85-76 Knick lead. Here's Edgecombe on the curl play, whips it to Paul George. Gets inside, turnaround fadeaway jumper is no good. Rebound Towns. On the floor with Hart, Alvarado, Shamet, and Clarkson. Here's Alvarado, drops it off to Towns, drops it off to Clarkson inside, flip shot with the left hand, no good. Ball batted around, ends up in the hands of Clarkson. Staring down Paul George, gets it to Towns, who's posting up Edgecombe, back to Clarkson, who takes a shot from 3-point land as the shot clock expires and nails it.
Rising and surprising.
Giving the Knicks an 87-76 lead. Here's Edgecombe out to Quentin Grimes for a right wing three is good. Knicks will have possession. Alvarado in the front court, whips it over to the left wing to Shamet. Gets it over to Towns, operating on the left side. Drop off pass to Clarkson, who whips it over to Hart, but the pass is deflected out of bounds. As we take a look at this replay, touch and go pass from Karl Anthony Towns to Clarkson for the three as the shot clock expired. Back to live action. 3 seconds on the clock. Shamet with the ball. Drives inside. Picks up a foul. He'll draw it this time on Quentin Grimes as he made a move. Going right to left. Driving inside with the left hand to beat the shot clock. And he'll be at the line for two. Shamet with 12 points. Shooting 5 of 6 from the field. First attempt is up. Front iron short, no good. Shamet's second attempt is up and good. 88-79 Knick lead. Here's Quentin Grimes. Gets a screen around Alvarado. Whips it out to Edgecombe on the left side. He's penetrating with the right hand. Ball poked out of his hands by Clarkson. Turnover. Clarkson in with the ball into the front court. Penetrating around Edgecombe. Drops it off to Towns, who couldn't quite get a hand on it. And he turns it over. Here's Paul George the other way. Over to Maxey. Driving right to left. Left hand scoop. Swoop shot over Josh Hart is good. Brings Philly within 7. 9:50 remaining in the fourth. Knicks lead 88-81. Here's Towns, 3-point line extended. Probin gets it over to Hart on the right side. Here's Towns, sets the screen for Hart. Gets it back to Towns, working extended on the right elbow. Backing down Paul George. Turnaround. Hook shot, no good. Rebound Philly. Here's Tyrese Maxey. Working on Shamet. Drives. Push off, no call. Maxey short on his turnaround jumper. Rebound Towns to Alvarado. Pushing. Out to the left wing to Hart. Hart bounces inside to Towns. Towns being big. Looking to post up. Spin. Fadeaway shot. And it bounces around. No good. Maxey ends up with it. Kicks it over to Grimes for a right wing three, left wide open, and it's good. And Mike Brown will talk it over with his squad. He didn't like the transition defense on that play that resulted in a wide open Quentin Grimes 3-point make. As we'll take a timeout as Mike Brown wants to talk it over. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call.
Severe Elder on the beats.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company. You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company.
All right, Knickerbockerians, back to live action. You found us, the number one place to be for live New York Knicks play-by-play. As the ball gets worked around from Brunson the Cat to Hart, who puts it in on the inside, clamoring for a foul. Knicks lead 90-84. 8:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's an Oubre three, contested well by Jalen Brunson. No good. Rebound Bridges. Gets it over to Jalen Brunson. Here's Brunson on the left side, whips it over to Hart. Inside the Bridges in the middle of the lane, who finds himself wide open for the turnaround jump shot.
Gyrating, devastating.
Was Bridges. Here's Maxey. Gets the switch on the Towns. Comes off the ball to Grimes to Oubre to Paul George. Corner three, no good. Rebound Bridges. Out to Brunson the other way. Drops it off the Cat. Back to Brunson. Driving on Paul George. Paul George gets a hand on it, pokes it out. Quentin Grimes has it. Drives, drops it off to Barlow, who puts it inside for the two-hand stuff. Here's Brunson into the front court. Looking to get a screen from Towns. Now he's pointing, putting Towns in the post. Towns has it. Back out to Brunson. Brunson straight on three is good.
Rising and surprising.
That time Jalen Brunson knocks it down. 95-86. New York Knicks lead. Here's Maxey. Gets it to Oubre, back to Maxey. Being guarded by Bridges. Gets the switch on to Brunson. Whips it over to Paul George. Out to Oubre. Shot is put up and blocked with the left hand by Karl-Anthony Towns. Knicks in transition. Hart to Bridges. Bridges drives, flip shot at the rim, no good, but he's fouled. As we take a look at that replay, Kelly Oubre trying to penetrate inside and is rejected by Karl-Anthony Towns. And we take the replay look at that Jalen Brunson three. Straight on, nailed it. Back to live action. Bridges at the line for two. First attempt rattles around and good. Knicks lead 96-86. Bridges' second attempt bounces around and it's good. 97-86, Knicks lead with 6:29 remaining in the fourth. Here's Paul George. working on Josh Hart. And he puts up a shot over Josh Hart. And it's good, but the referee says no basket. Foul will be on Josh Hart on the floor. Josh Hart with his hands in the cookie jar. Sixers have it side out. Here's Maxey. Here's Paul George working on Brunson. Spin around and motions as if he got hit by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson looks at Paul George and nods in agreement and says, yeah, I got you. Paul George, who came out percolating early in the first half with 15 points, has nothing in the second half. Here's Maxey into Paul George, poked away by Josh Hart. Out of bounds. Philly will retain possession. Embiid set the check back into the game. 97-86. Knick lead with 6:05 remaining on the game clock. 7 seconds on the shot clock for Philly. Here's George. Turns it over. Bridges ends up with the play. Here's pass out to Brunson. Brunson drives. Teardrop floater is good.
Gyrating, devastating.
And Nick Nurse takes a timeout. He wants to talk it over as the Knicks go up 99-86 with a little over 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the call.
Severe Elder on the beats.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
People
Oh, that's Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
When you want to hear live New York Knicks play-by-play, it's Knicks on the Call with...
People
Oh, that's Severe Elder, yeah.
Yeah, severe, yeah.
right, Knickerbockers. Knicks out front 99-86 as we get back to live action with 5:54 remaining in the fourth. Knicks with 3 timeouts remaining and Philly has 2 timeouts remaining. Philly with possession. Here's Maxey. Drops it off the edge comb. And looks like we got an off-ball foul on the play. Looks like it'll be assessed to Landry Shamet. If you're just tuning in, you're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As we get a turnover. This time Quentin Grimes trying to get past Landry Shamet and fumble the ball out of bounds as Shamet was moving those puppies that time. Here's Brunson in the front court. Drop off the town. Wide open 3-point shot from the top of the key. No good. Maxey guarded by Shamet. Over to Embiid. Backing down Bridges. Kicks it to Maxey. Over the corner to the side for Grimes 3. No good. Rebound. Towns out to Shamet. Shamet almost fumbles and bumbles. Looks like he slipped on a wet spot. Brunson has it. Looking to work on Quentin Grimes. Dribbling right on the right side. Kicks it out to Shamet. Shamet right to left penetration. And looks like he'll draw a foul. This time it'll be on Tyrese Maxey, who got caught on the reach-in. As Shamet drove the ball right to left with his left hand looking to penetrate. Stopped on a dime and got Maxey to commit on the pump fake. He's at the line for 2. First one is up and it's good. Knicks out in front in this one, 101-86 as Shamet knocks down the second free throw. Here's Edgecombe being guarded by Brunson. Gets the ball over to Paul George. Drop off past Embiid, almost lost it. Back to Paul George. Driving inside, sees a collapsing double team. Good recovery and get back by Bridges. Out on Embiid, who steps back, take a step back, 3-point shot, no good. George has the ball almost knocked out of his hands by Hart, but it ends up in the hands of Maxey, who knocks down a baseline jumper. Here's Brunson. Knicks lead 101-89 to Towns. Back to Brunson. Brunson swoop, Euro inside. Bank shot is good. Here's Philly the other way. Maxey, step back 3-point shot on the right side. No good. Rebound. Brunson outlet to Bridges. Hits him in stride in transition.
Swishing, slicing and dicing inside.
Was Bridges from the outlet pass from Jalen Brunson, and Nick Nurse wants to talk it over again with his team as the Knicks out front 105-89, trying to run away with this one. As we take a look at the Jalen Brunson replay, penetrates between 2 defenders, puts the ball out front for the scoop in, pick up, layup off the backboard and good. And then in transition, off the turnover from Philadelphia, Brunson hits Bridges in stride for the layup. And Nick Nurse wants to have a word with his team. Remember, folks, you're tuned into Knicks on the Call with your host, Severe Elder, calling Knicks games live, play-by-play. Let me know how you're feeling in this one. Knicks look like they could take a commanding 3-0 series lead by holding on to this one, up double digits at the end of this one in the closing moments. Once again, New York looks like they're going to hold a team under 100. Back to live action. Here's Embiid in the front court. Three-point line extended on the left side, working on Towns. Flips it over to Paul George, who takes a left wing three. No good. Rebound Towns over to Brunson. Here's Brunson. Dribbling with the left, driving left on the left side. Between the legs, brings it back out on a one-on-one matchup with Embiid. Fakes him out of his shoes. Step back three. In and out. No good. Rebound Philadelphia. And Joel Embiid was fouled on the rebound by Karl Anthony Towns. Philly will have it. New York Knicks lead 105-89 with 3:15 remaining. Inbound to Maxey. Over to Embiid, back to Maxey. Embiid rolls. Gets the drop-off pass from Maxey and rolls and lumbers into the lane for two-handed stuff. Here's Bridges with the rock. Gets it across the timeline, working on Oubre. DHO to Brunson. Brunson fake pass to Bridges, holds on to it, gets a screen from Towns. Towns rolling. Brunson picks up his dribble. DHO to Josh Hart. Josh Hart stop. Pops dead on three from the center, no good. Rebound Philadelphia. Here's VJ Edgecombe. Over to Embiid. To Maxey, back to Embiid. Wide open three-point shot. Top of the circle, no good. Rebound Towns. Here's Josh Hart. Picks up his dribble. Hits it over to Brunson. Brunson surveying. Looking to work on Oubre. Points out instructions. Gets a screen from Bridges. Drives. Left hand. Step through. Euro. Puts the ball up and he's fouled. On his Euro step penetration. And that'll send Jalen Brunson to the line for two. Jalen Brunson, 31 points, 9 assists. Most 30-point playoff games in Knick history. This 30-point game will give him 24 30-point games overall, stamping his way through the record books. Been a lot of Knick record setting during this run. Between the first two rounds, 106-91, and Nick Nurse potentially waves the white flag as he brings in his subs, relegating Embiid, George, and Maxey to the bench as 2:05 remain in the fourth quarter. And the Knick fans that are present in the Philadelphia arena tonight are celebrating this one as we wane down the last 2 minutes of the ball game. Knicks lead 106-91 as Mike Brown makes his substitutions and both teams begin to clear out the bench as Brunson will take the second of two free throws. Shot is up and it's good. 107-91 New York with 2:02 remaining. And Shaman will take the foul to get Brunson his standing ovation as he exits the game, as the Knicks look to wind down this one and close out the Philadelphia 76ers to take a 3-0 commanding East semifinals lead. So now we have garbage time. On the floor for New York is Huck Porty, Tyler Kolek, Jeremy Sohan, Mo Diawara, and Pacome Daddier. As Philly splits a pair. 107-92 with a minute 56 remaining in this one. Here's Daddier over to Sohan. Sohan penetrates into the lane, kicks it out to Diawara. Gets it back to Sohan, and it'll be a turnover as he couldn't corral that pass that went awry from Diawara. Here's Philly. Watford in the game. Drives. They let him waltz in as the Knicks come back the other way. Diawara gets fouled by Terry. As Quentin Grimes looks befuddled and distraught, as well as several other Sixer players on the bench, as they can only look on in agony as the Knicks look to close out this one. VJ Edgecombe is rubbing his fingers across the temple, saying, "How we didn't come away with this one is beyond me." As Jeremy Sohan will be at the line to shoot a pair. Jeremy Sohan's first attempt is up and no good. Second attempt underway. Knocks down the second free throw, gives the Knicks a commanding 108-94 lead with a minute 23 remaining in this one. Here's Watford looking to penetrate on Sohan. Three-point attempt from Walker, no good. Knicks will have it. Here's Kolek into the front court, driving left, behind the back. Step back shot is short. Rebound Philadelphia. Watford has it with 50 seconds remaining. Out to Terry, driving in on Kolek. Behind the back, fadeaway shot, in and out, no good. Rebound Jeremy Sohan. 40 seconds remaining in the game. Here's Kolek over to Diawara, back to Kolek. Gets a screen from Huck Porty. Gets it inside to Pacome Daddier, who seemed to have popcorn butterfingers. Couldn't corral it. Turnover. Philly the other way. Shot is up, no good. Rebound New York. Kolek has it. He'll cross the timeline and dribble the clock out with 10 seconds remaining, as the New York fans in attendance stand up, giving their team an arousing ovation. And that'll do it, folks. Zeros on the game clock in your final score. 108-94. Knicks win. As they close this one out in dramatic fashion to go ahead and take an Eastern Conference semifinal 3-0 lead. Looking to close this thing out 3 p.m. on Sunday for Game 4. And we'll take a break and we'll recap it all after a word from our sponsors. You're rocking steady with Knicks on the Call.
Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats. Severe Elder on the beats.
You're now listening to Knicks on the Call with Severe Elder, brought to you by Selfie Cast Studio, a broadcasting company.
All right, my fellow Knickerbockerins. Thank you for tuning in with me on this one as we had a riveting Game 3 New York Knicks victory. As we recap the box score, leading all scorers for New York was the captain, Mr. Clutch himself. Finished with 33 points and 9 assists. And he chipped in 5 rebounds for good measure. Plus 13 in the plus minus. Great stat line there for Jalen Brunson as he put on an exquisite display, outplaying the Philadelphia backcourt in a Knicks victory. Doing all he could in this one. And following up behind Brunson's performance was a superb great effort from Mikal Bridges with 23 points, 2 steals, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds. And did some wonderful things that won't show up in the stat sheet as far as his help defense and his recovery back out to his own man that stifled the Philadelphia 76ers in this one. As Philly once again falls short, could barely get over 100 points in this one. Knicks have shut down their opponents. If I'm not mistaken, if statistics, if I have it correctly, has held their opponents under 100 points for the 6th consecutive game. What a masterpiece and stellar performance defensively in this one. And with limited minutes from Karl Anthony Towns and no OG Anunoby, and limited minutes from Mitchell Robinson, it was Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson who led the way in this one. And as for Mr. Swiss Army Knife himself, Josh Hart finished with 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists, and he chipped in with a steal. Put on a wonderful performance and a lot of plays where he got hacked and was lobbying for foul calls. And despite those mishaps by the referee, Knicks did not let it impact or affect their play as they kept their poise and they kept it steady to recover from a poor first quarter start to ultimately rally back and take the lead as well as the game, beating Philly 108-94 in this one. And the Catmandu, the Bodega Man himself, finished with 8 points, 12 boards, and 7 assists, and a block shot. As Karl Anthony Towns looks to keep his phenomenal Jokic-like play going, as the offense seems to flow through him now at the top of the wing. But some way, somehow, during the film sessions, he has to learn what he can do to keep himself out of foul trouble. And we'll applaud Shamet as we look at our players off the bench. Gave you a strong 15 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. And kudos to Mitchell Robinson, who gave you 6 points. Ironically enough, all 6 of those points came from the free throw line, if you can believe it or not. And he also chipped in with 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and a block. Great work from Mitchell Robinson. Still haven't come around to see the play that we expect from one Deuce McBride. As we all know, he was out for a stretch towards the end of the season as he's looking to bounce back and regain his form. Only finished with 3 points, 2 assists, and managed to muster up 2 blocks. Still, it's a trivial performance when it comes to what we expect and what we're used to from one Miles McBride. As we take a look at the team box score, Knicks shot 50% from the field, 38 of 76. And Philly only shot 42.9% from the field in this one. The Knicks took a dip with their 3-point percentage. They shot it strong in the first half, but finished the game 9 of 27 from behind the arc, shooting a reasonably fair 33.3% from there. Shot 71.9% from the free throw line as they managed to knock down 23 of 32. And both teams today were moving the ball pretty well as the Knicks finished with 25 assists to Philadelphia's 23 assists on the game. Knicks dominated on the boards once again. Out-rebounded Philadelphia 49-33. And we look at the steals category. Philly edged out the Knicks there 7-6. And New York edges out Philly 4-3 in blocks. But the offensive rebounds, Knicks came up with 13 to Philadelphia's 9. And the Knicks with a whopping 24 points off of Philly's turnovers. They won the turnover battle, which was a key that led to the turnaround in this one. As Brunson again finishes with 33, 5 rebounds and 9 assists, and is our player of the game. And that'll do it for me on this one. Knickerbockerians, be sure to tune in next time where the Knicks look to close out this series in a sweep. Will we break out the brooms? Or will Philadelphia win Game 4? Ultimately for the Knicks to close it out at the Garden in a gentleman's sweep. As time will tell. Make sure you're tuning in with Knicks on the Call. If you can't get the game on TV, I'll have it covered here for you live. Every play, every run, and everything in between. I thank you for tuning in. That'll do it for me, folks. Be sure to make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Check in with me and leave it on scene in the comments below. And if you're looking for Knicks post-game coverage, be sure to check in with Alex Tretoros and CP the franchise and the rest of the crew. They'll have you covered at KFTV. That's Knick Fan TV, streaming live on YouTube. And that'll do it for me, Knickerbockerians. Till next time, deuces and peace out.